All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Saturday, September 13th. We are traveling on the road, so I do have 5 MLB plays coming your way. Obviously, if you guys watch every day, you know that each and every day we go through the entire slate. But when we don't have the time, we are traveling, we go and do a little bit of hybrid version of the video. So I have 2 player props. They're around the same player, so I guess still 2 player props, 2 total picks, similar in the same game, and then we have 1 money line play. So kind of diversifying our portfolio, if you will, for the day here. But 5 plays coming your way in this video. Before we do dive into it, let's go ahead and take a peek at last night, a 4-4 night. So a little bit off the top there. Nothing to cry about, but definitely nothing to write home to mom and dad about either. The one that I feel a little salty about is the fact that Sandy Alcantara got through that first inning. We had the Nerfy in that game, and all we had is Tarek Skubal. He needed to go out there and get through 3 outs, right? And the Marlins put one up off of him against the best pitcher in the league. So that's probably the only loss that I said that I'm like, wow, that was tough. Max Muncy was a plus money play that we took a little swing at. The Mariners team total over, I guess that was just a bad read because we were really excited about that one. And the Mets took a little bit of a flyer. So nonetheless, 4-4 night. Still doing all right this week, but we like to do a little bit better than these 4-4 mediocre-esque nights. But let's go ahead and dive into it, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Really do appreciate you, even though the videos do change to some degree when we are on the road. And yes, we have had and still do have a busy summer and next month or so ahead. But let's dive into play number one. Like I said, we have 2 total plays, both in the same game, and they're both pretty damn related to one another. I just couldn't make up my mind between which one I liked more or which one I liked less. So you know what? We'll split our monies and end up probably playing both of these at the same unit value. Keep an eye on the final plays down in the pinned comment. You can see what odds we get these at, as well as the units that we throw on them. But we like the first 3 under 2.5 in this Braves and Astros game, as well as the first 5 under 4.5. So we'll start with the first 5, kind of talking about that. Via scorepredicts.com, our prediction model site, we have this at 4.5 through 5, so kind of a push there. But that, I almost see, and sometimes you got to fade your own model, right? I almost see Bryce Elder pitching a little bit better than what we may have for his numbers on our end today. So hopefully this brain's a little smarter than the computer. It rarely is, but we shall see. Bryce Elder has been very, very good. We'll start with him. He's starting for the Braves today. In his last 5 starts, you look at his ERA and it's a 2.4, and you're probably thinking, okay, that's actually pretty good. But what if I told you his 5th most recent starts, the next start that's going to fall off of his last 5, he went 4 2/3 and 8 earned. After that, he went 6 innings pitched, 2 earned against the Mets. Then he went 7 innings, 1 earned against Philadelphia in Philadelphia. Then he went 7 innings pitched, 0 earned against the Cubs. 6 1/3, 5 hits, 1 earned against the Cubs again. So I do like the spot for him here. He has some decent numbers. 269 expected batting average against, 310 expected WOBA against this current Astros roster. So I do think it hinges on him whether or not he's going to contribute here, because we have seen him, like I mentioned, even his 5th most recent start got kind of shelled, but I think he's coming into form. So I think it's going to hinge on him. But the good news is this first 5 under 4.5, he's hit this in 4 straight games. He's hit it in 6 of his last 8. Absolutely love to see that. At home this year, yeah, it doesn't look all that tremendous, only 38% of games, but his last 2 games against the Mets and the Cubs looked really good through the first 5, actually shut them out through the first 5. So we do like to see that, right? On the other side of things, and I'm hoping that we're not, blowing smoke over here. The thing that I like is the fact that we have Hunter Brown on the other side of things. That's obviously a really good pitcher in this league. In terms of his most recent starts, he's got a .8 ERA in his last 5. He's gone up against the Red Sox, the Tigers, the Rockies, the Angels, and Texas. I would say the I, Red Sox and Tigers maybe the only. I guess you could throw in the Rangers. Only 2 offenses that I would really consider all that well. Maybe even the Tigers fall off that list. But point being is that Hunter Brown is Hunter Brown here, and I do like his spot. Now, his pitch mix, I wouldn't say is all that phenomenal against this squad, but this Braves offense is also someone or some team that's kind of had their struggles, right? In the last 30 days against righties, they're 20th in terms of average, 15th in ISO, 19th in slugging, and I did say the pitch mix kind of worries me, but the fastball is still Hunter Brown's main pitch, and they're 7th worst at hitting that over the last 30 days. So hoping he can come through today. Again, I'm a little bit more shaking in my boots around, Bryce Elder, excuse me, but I'm thinking Hunter Brown should be the solidified one here. There's also a decent amount of righties in this lineup. I think there's a couple switch hitters, so we should see 4 or 5 righties, and some of those being the better bats, right? He's really good against that. He does walk lefties, but realistically speaking, Matt Olson, Jurickson Profar, kind of at the top of that lineup. If he goes and walks those guys and puts them on base, I don't mind him having to get to Drake Baldwin or House on Cam or something like that. So I don't actually mind the one blemish on his stats here, his profile, that he walks lefties. If he has to walk a lefty instead of giving them a big pitch to hit, the better bats in this lineup do tend to be lefties. So that's kind of I guess a positive in a sense because, like I said, he should be able to handle the righties in this lineup. But yeah, first three, all the same sort of reasoning as to why I like these. But I do think that, Bryce Elder, especially, he could probably make more of like a oops pitch, and you have a little bit less margin of error when you are in that first three. So I like both pitchers to perform today, at least through the first five and first three. But again, I can't really tell you which one I like more or less. I do think that these both look good the more and more you look into it. Guys, before we do get to the next play, I want to talk to you about Chalkboard. They still have an unbelievable deal going on right now. $20 free in your pocket. All you have to do is sign up today. You don't even need to deposit. So go ahead and check out Chalkboard. That link will be down below in the description, as well as the pinned comment. Use code GUYBOSTON to make sure to trigger that 20 bucks. All right, let's get into those two player props that I mentioned. So Agustin Ramirez, I like his unders today. He should be going up against Charlie Morton as a projected starter for the Tigers. And it really comes down to, I don't think we need to spend too much time trying to make a lot out of nothing here. It comes down to the fact that this guy does not hit the curveball well, and we know we're going to get a ton of curveball out of Charlie Morton. As well as I'm starting to realize this guy's pretty damn streaky. Now, he will get his hit in RBI from time to time. That's a little bit more consistent. We have his under hits, runs, and RBIs, but I really do like his under 1.5 bases as well. This is minus 150 ish on DK, and we're seeing this in the minus 180s on some other books. Now, he hit a home run yesterday, and I just had mentioned how he's streaky, right? What do we love about a streaky hitter? If he gets a home run, odds are he's going to kind of fall back down and regress a little bit in the next day, right? Famous last words. He might hit 2 home runs today. But ultimately speaking, again, I don't want to make a lot out of nothing. My biggest thing here is the fact that that curveball is going to be coming in from Charlie Morton nearly 40% of the time. That is a pitch that he struggles with. Actually, in the last 30 days, he has a minus 5.6 runs above average against the curveball. Now, if we look at him from a batting perspective here, he does hit righties a little bit better than lefties on the season, right? He has a 230 average compared to 228 against righties. Charlie Morton's a righty, but last 30 days he's batting just 188 against righties, so that's good, obviously. Same sort of thing for Charlie Morton. He actually struggles against righty-handed bats on the season. I get that, but he's been a little bit better against them lately, so we do love to see that. In terms of the curveball on the season, he's striking out about 25% of the time against this curveball, a WOBA of just 264. So obviously we like to see that. I've said we like to see that a million times. Now, if we look at the heat map for him, the only time he's really hitting the curveball is if someone hangs it right over the plate. Charlie Morton to right-handed batters, and obviously he throws that curve so much, he has good command of it. He's done it for a long time. 50% of his pitches end up in the lower outside, so down and out to right-handed batters, where Agustin Ramirez is batting 0-0-0 against this season. If we place that curveball, Charlie, I think we're looking at getting him to either strike out, ground out, hopefully not go out there and get 2 bases. All right. So yeah, I do like him, like fading him today. Similar to how we talked about that first five and first three, I really couldn't make up my mind. I could see the value in the minus 102 of the hits, runs, and RBIs, but I like the probability, I guess we could say, of the under and total bases. So yeah, I think we're gonna do the same thing. Split it up and probably end up rolling with both for the same amount of unit price. All right, our last play here, and by the way, guys, you didn't tell me this camera angle. Absolutely more chins, more wins in the building today. That's a good sign, right? You guys see this stuff? But all right, let's go ahead and dive into play number 3. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment 9. Lets me know that you made it this far. And like I said at the top, I know these videos get a little bit different when we do travel. Luckily, all of our NFL content for the week through Monday actually has already been recorded, so you got the whole normal setup for NFL and everything like that. But the daily videos, when we have to, obviously wake up early and react to what's going on during that day, gets a little bit tough when we do travel. But I appreciate you guys bearing with me, and yeah, I do appreciate it. All right, enough of this hoopla here. Let's get to play number 3. Running back, something that we lost yesterday. Reds on the money line. I need a sip of coffee. We'll keep it rolling. Don't spill the coffee, Ev. Don't spill the coffee, Ev. What an awkward sip of coffee. But Reds money line. I like the spot here for them. You're getting really good value at minus 111, I would say, especially based on the pitching. You have Hunter Green, who I do trust. Obviously, he's I mean, when you get injured during a year, especially when you were absolutely going off, it's going to be very, very tough to really get things back into gear. But Hunter Green in his last couple starts has looked good. 6 1/3 against Toronto. It was in Cincinnati, I will say that, but Great American Small Park, right? Not the easiest place to pitch in. One earned, 7 Ks, one walk. Then he goes up against the Mets during a time in which the Mets offense is coming around the mountain when they come. 7 innings pitched, one hit, one earned, 12 Ks. That one earned was a silly pitch, solo shot. So I do like him in this spot. Severino's on the other side of things, and never mind whether Severino's good or not. He's hasn't been good at home, and he even says he hates pitching in this AAA ballpark, right? So yeah, I like the idea of Hunter Green. Now, Hunter Green's gonna throw a ton of fastballs, and his fastball's better than most. I get that. This is an athletics team that hits the fastball well, and they hit that fastball well at home. The thing is, there's no worse team in the league last 30 days at hitting the slider. We need the slider out of Hunter Green today because the fastball, yes, it's a good fastball and he can get by a good fastball hitting team, but it's still a pitch that they're hitting top 5 in the league right now in terms of runs above average. So I want that slider on point, and I think Hunter Green comes out there and does a great job. Now you're probably thinking, okay, well, Hunter Green, if he pitches 5 innings, what are we going to do once we get to the later half of the game? Well, this is a better Reds team, certainly, than what we see out of the Athletics when it comes to the bullpen. I'm not going to sit here and say that the Cincinnati Reds offense is better because actually this A's team has been pretty damn good, right? But from a bullpen perspective, Sean Newcomb, they're I guess one of the closers there threw 18 yesterday. Harris, another part of their closer committee, threw 12. Ferguson threw 31. Sterner threw 16. Whereas Cincinnati didn't use any of their high leverage arms. Pagan's good. Santillan's good. Ashcraft is good. So yeah, I like the spot here for the Reds on the side of starting pitching and bullpen. It'll be up to Hunter Green, I guess, and that bullpen to see if they can, mitigate that gap in what I would consider offense. Because I do think that this A's team, say what you want about them, especially at home, they'll put up some runs. I mean, not necessarily yesterday, but still, like I think that we could see some runs out of them against any bad pitching and stuff. But I'm not putting Hunter Green in that category, nor should you, right? So give me the Reds on the money line here. A little bit of a recap, guys, of the I guess, like I said, 5 plays, but realistically, it's 3 spots. That's probably a better way of phrasing it. We have the first 3 and first 5 under here in that Braves and Houston game. I think that hinges on Bryce Elder. I'm really hoping he continues doing what he's doing. I do have some trust in Hunter Brown. And then Agustin Ramirez here, under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, as well as under 1.5 bases. One, I think you're getting the value of the odds. The other one, the implied probability and kind of the value we're getting of DK versus other books, obviously looks stellar. And then the one we just talked about, guys, right? Cincinnati on the money line. I think that they have some decent advantages here, starting with the first pitch of the game with the starting pitcher. So I like them for minus 111 odds. I don't think you're going to get much better than that throughout the day. We'll see where that line goes. Again, guys, reminder to go check out Chalkboard. $20 in your pocket. All you have to do is sign up. You don't even need to deposit. I don't know why they're doing that deal, but they're doing that deal still. It's absolutely absurd. You're going to want to deposit, though. It is honestly a great app. So as much as I joke and say, just go get the free 20 bucks, I've been absolutely loving Chalkboard. The deals, the multipliers, like it's super, super fun, especially if you do like player props. But they also have game picks in there now, which is really, really cool. But go ahead and check it out, guys. That's it from me today on this fine Saturday. Really do appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, I know these videos are a little bit different when on the road, but man, oh man, do I appreciate the fact that you guys still rock with me. Catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.